We have to be cordial. We have to be cordial for the fans. For the fans. What fans?
What's hi, fans.
Right here. Me. I've watched every episode.
All right.
Big
There
fan
we
of the
go.
show. Yeah.
Okay, but you're not supposed to talk yet.
Right. Oh, sorry.
Did you not tell him that part?
I thought you told him.
I thought I didn't know we started.
These are our outtakes. So
Yeah. We don't usually get this when I listen to it. Starts after this. Yeah.
Just for that,
A little bit of
we're gonna put this in. How come you're not repping today?
Repping what? Fitchburg State.
Yeah.
Why would I rep Fitchburg State?
Because we got an awesome alum on today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, 'cause
figured
we
just
get-
my
we get more
existence reps Fitchburg
Well,
State.
that's true. As does mine. Where are you going?
Holy crap, dude. Are we having a podcast or not? Oh, look, and the bathroom door's not
You gotta
closed.
close about. Oh, my goodness.
It's his fault. It's never the guest's fault. It's always the producer's fault.
Dios mío. Didn't he tell me to sit down and relax? Because I would have had that
Yeah.
closed.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, yeah,
So,
because
we
like,
forgot to turn off the overhead lights.
but you know what? We can't now because they white balance for the overhead lights.
Ah, you idiots.
I'm sweating with you guys.
I work with idiots.
Hi, fans. Hi, fans. This is who we are. Anyways, how are you?
Living the dream.
Yeah?
As always. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about like the first kind of like little snippet of your upcoming film of a name we will not mention?
Not yet. Well, we could talk about. Well, I don't know if I want to talk about that because I have to.
Can we just
release-
talk about how good everyone is?
Yes, we can.
Like
I'm
we
very
can talk
excited,
about
yeah.
that, and then there's a certain actor that is in your film that I absolutely want to be in my film.
Yeah.
Once I'm done writing it, yeah,
Mary,
you should be really proud. I just want to say that from like one.
so nice. Don't be
Filmmaker.
nice to me when we're like public. You're mean to
Well,
me all the rest of the time.
That's true, but I got to give props where props are due, and you're really kind of creating something pretty fire.
Yeah, I was scared to watch it, but I'm excited.
That's why I checked on you yesterday,
I know.
Yeah.
That was so nice of you.
Well.
And yeah, I was.
because you like to like lean over the porch and threaten to jump. So I had to check on you. Don't send me any emails. Her porch is only 5 feet off the ground.
Nothing would happen.
Nothing would happen. She'd just be really painful for a really long time. Anyways, welcome to the
That's not true. Oh my God, V! Every fucking time you f that up. What the f is?
How can I turn it down every week? That means somebody's turning it back up.
He's gonna start coughing because
don't
I
do
said
that
so
hard.
many f-bombs.
Nobody turned this remote up. Even when I
I've never touched that remote in my life. And you know what? If Greg McCross, the executive producer, wants to touch that remote, he will touch that
If
remote.
Greg McGrath touches this remote, I have no problem with it.
Okay, well,
I'll say that.
I never touch it, but you know who does touch it?
I unplugged it so I could do all that wonderful gaffing in the office yesterday.
Gaffing.
I come in and I set things
You
up,
okay?
and then I leave and then Tony unsets them so that I can come back and do it.
Yeah, and then we'll yell at you because the beeper's going
Welcome
off.
to the short of it. I'm
Oh.
Tonya.
Oh, are we having a short of it now?
We are.
Oh, gosh.
We are. That was a really intense opening.
It wasn't it. I don't know if that's going to work. Do you think that's going to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah, so
figure it out.
sidekick here, Rochelle.
And Peggy.
And Peggy's coughing today, but she does have her inhaler, everyone.
So
nobody
everything
panic.
is fine.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I was asking about repping Fitchburg State because one, when we have Fitchburg State guests on, the school actually promotes the podcast. Did you know this?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it in action, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't have, I shouldn't even say this, I don't have any Fitchburg State.
all right. So
where-
next time I'll let you wear this.
No, I should get something. I mean, I'm permanent now.
Yeah, you are. They can't get rid of you.
right.
Y'all shouldn't have done that.
No, you shouldn't.
But anyways, let me just say, I know that this guest was your student.
Yes, he was.
I first met him my first production class at Fitchburg State, and it was him and Jose and Tyler, and I know AB was in there. We had a great class.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is where, because of you, I was able to speak. We're not doing that. Because of you, I was able to speak my story, and I remember Derek just giving me one of the most amazing comments. I won't say compliments, but it was comments of support and love. And so now we're going to introduce him.
We are?
We are. Tyrrell!
Woo! Derek.
Welcome to the podcast. It's so great to have you here.
So great to be here. I'm such a fan.
Yeah, well, thank you. See, we have fans. So, I mean, I don't know how much you remember about that class, but I really, being so much older than everyone else in the class, except for you, being so much older than everyone in the class.
I'm the professor.
You all just made me feel like I belonged, and that really meant a lot to me. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You sharing your story in that class was so moving, and it inspired me to write a very personal script later on in school and share it with class in our short story class that I took with Rochelle later about my uncle. So seeing you share your story and that was really inspiring. And I will say, like, my biggest regret in my Fitchburg State career is that I didn't get to work on the film. I was in Italy when you guys filmed it. Yeah, I was studying in Italy, but it came out amazing. And
Thank you.
I remember from when we first started in the class that it was awesome.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. That's all I know.
That's it. Wait, we didn't talk about my memories of that class.
So we both graduated in May. Shout out to Fitchburg State. I knew the assignment. So what have you been doing since, what was it, May 16th?
I
don't
you
remember
expect
the
me to
date.
remember
I
the
know.
date?
It's
You
like-
should remember the date.
I should.
know.
I don't
Your
remember it
graduation,
either.
man.
I
Come
know.
on.
Well, what you been doing since then?
Yeah. Towards the end of school, I interned at Another Age Productions in Newton. I've been doing a lot of freelance work with them, various documentaries, corporate stuff, some narrative stuff that's super exciting as well. Freelancing for some other companies as well, and just kind of making a bunch of connections and doing a ton of projects. And it's been great. Work's been consistent, and I've been learning so much and meeting so many faces and really enjoying my time out here in Boston.
Cool. Yeah. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the things we were talking about is how students go to film school and then they graduate and it's like, oh, now what do I do?
Right.
Yeah.
There's not a clear path, and so you got to pound the pavement and meet people and just keep working. And I think you've really done that, which is impressive.
Yeah. It's not super easy to stay busy, but I've somehow been able to do it. And I'm a substitute teacher as well when I'm not doing the fun stuff.
I have so many former
It's
students
actually
who do that.
it's really motivating because when I'm substitute teaching, I'm like, wow, I gotta go get another gig. You know what I mean? I'm like I can't do this for a whole week. I don't know how teachers do it. I mean, it's so much props to them, but. Yeah, it's been great, and such a variety of work, whether it's like corporate, commercial, and then doing some really feel-good documentary stuff and some fun narratives as well. Working on a vampire, it's kind of like a comedy, not really horror, but horror comedy, vampire, and there's nuns and guitars. And the director, Eric Propp, is this like amazing costume designer, and it's been great working with him. I'll have to connect you guys. Maybe you can have him on the pod.
Yeah,
He's great.
please.
Eric's great. Yeah, and some great stuff coming up. But yeah, it's been great. So
Awesome.
post grad life is treating me well so far. I do miss being at school, being so close to so many other filmmakers, and that is the hard part. Just being in that hub at Fitchburg State where everyone is wanting to make movies, and there's 10 projects filming every weekend, and you can like hop on the different sets, but.
It's so inspiring. I mean, it was really kind of like one of the most, I mean, you all were like kicking butt. Like you said, you know, every weekend there was something else going on or something in the studio, and EQ was never not busy with things. And, you know, unlike other universities, Fitchburg, you can use this as a promo. Unlike other universities, I mean, the faculty and the staff there really encourage you to just do it. Just try anything, you know, and if it works, great. And if it doesn't, try again. And there's no such, for me, I don't think there's any such thing as a wrong film. There are techniques and technical skill sets that, you know, people get better at. I never have, but people get better at in there as they keep going. But yeah, it really was.
There are bad films, though.
There were bad films.
Okay. I just wanna
Yeah,
make
but
sure
that's
that
not why we have Derek on.
No. No, absolutely not.
I mean, we had the awesome opportunity to go see one of your films last month. Was it last month already? Wow, that's
Was that
crazy. So, yeah, it was like
Wow.
last Friday in September. Oh no, last Sunday in September.
Yeah.
We really have to stop showing our age on this podcast. It's just not good.
Speak for yourself. I'm 25.
But yeah, I really want to talk about your work now. And so, how do you identify best as a producer, as a director? Like, who do you think you are in your heart?
Definitely a producer. Like first and foremost, I find that when I try and do any other role, I end up producing. Like, and that's why I like to be a producer, because I don't want to backseat produce other people's projects. But I directed some stuff towards the end of school and found myself just worrying about all the producery stuff that there is to worry about on a set. But I also AD. I really like assistant directing and really managing the schedule and managing the order of things, and just kind of also managing people is something that I really enjoy, and just giving talented filmmakers all the tools they need and all the time they need, and connecting them to each other. That's something I'm super passionate about. But yeah, first and foremost, producer, and then all that other stuff. Yeah.
Because people run from producer jobs. Like,
Yeah.
people don't like the details. I feel like I'm a producer at heart first, and I've done other things as well. But I think at the end of the day, it's you know, it's the details. It's how does this affect this, affect this, affect this, and filling in those gaps. So you must have a really good mind to store a lot of information, because that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, people are on set and they're like, all right, so what's the next shot? What's the next location? What time do we have to be there?
Right. Yeah.
That's me. That's my job on set. What are we doing now? Wait, what?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think the way my brain works, I'm just like always like getting ready for that next thing. So it's like I can't like sit still even like during a take until I know what is going on next. And after that, and is lunch ordered, and is this, you know, everything sorted. But yeah, just kind of being organized and staying on top of that type of stuff is like something I'm good at. And
That's a very important skill. I mean, I rely wholly on my ADs and producers, because I don't think about anything other than what I'm doing.
Right.
And so, and yeah, people like you save people like me.
Oh, yeah. No, when I direct, I wish I could be more like that, because I really do enjoy directing, but then my brain is like, oh, wait, but what about this? You know? But yeah, I also write.
Yeah.
I really
You're a
enjoy
great
writing.
writer.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
I really
you're a
enjoy
great
writing.
writer.
But
Yeah, you are a great writer.
thank you.
And speaking of writing, do you want to talk about I taught a class on called writing. What was it?
Writing the series.
Writing the series, yeah.
Was it writing the series, or was it
That one was writing the series, I think.
Who's
No.
25 now?
me? I'm 25. I just do a lot of dope.
Oh, writer's room. Right? No, you're right. It was writer's room. It was writer's room. Right,
That's what it was.
No,
Woo!
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Writer's room, because writing
the series is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So writer's room, which was just an experiment, and it was great. I mean, I want to do it again. And in the class, we had 2 groups. Everyone could pitch their series. And then we were going to pick two to work on, and one of them that was chosen was yours, and I love that series. And I like your proof of concept as well. I watched it. Did you submit it to Visions? Is that what?
Maybe.
Maybe that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to talk about it, what
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Well, we were.
I'm sorry.
Holy crap! Okay, so we're gonna just pause for a second. So today, Tony says, you should take the lead today because, he was your student, and I'm like, well, yeah, but you like to talk, and she's like, yeah, but I'm always talking, and I'm like, yeah, you are always talking, and then she's like, well, I talk because you don't, and I'm like, well, I don't because you are. And note that this episode is me taking the lead.
How you doing, Faye?
I'm doing good. I'd love to talk more about Requiem.
Yeah.
Indeed. I didn't even get to the title yet. And she's like, oh, what are you doing, man? You don't know how to do this at all. Get out of the way. Let the real podcast host handle this.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Take it away.
Thank you. So, yes. Do you want to talk about the concept for that, how you came up with it, and sort of like what it was like to work with? So you basically, the person whose series was chosen could choose to be the executive producer and showrunner and manage all of the writing that had to happen to write the season, and you chose to do that, and you did it really well. So, yeah, take it away. Tony, I'm so sorry I spoke so much.
Yeah. This was my favorite course I took at Fitchburg State. Having the opportunity to work with all these other writers and really just kind of take ideas from everyone was so exciting. And when I realized that was kind of the structure of the class, I structured my pitch in such a way that didn't have defined episodes yet, didn't even really have a fully defined plot. I had a premise that I wanted to explore, but I didn't want it to be about me. I didn't want it to be about my ideas, and I wanted to just say, hey, I have this kind of premise, and what does everyone think about it? And I essentially was inspired by those really fake time traveler interview YouTube videos that people will make where it's they'll put on a mask and the guy will pretend to be like, oh yeah, I went down into a tunnel under the CIA headquarters and they sent me to the past and I'm all messed up from it and they didn't let me come back or whatever. Yeah. So when I was younger, I didn't believe it, but for some reason I would just watch those and just be entertained by it and then read through the comments of people being like, wait, but that mask that he wears is in another video. He can't be a time traveler. And it's right, that's why he can't be a time traveler. Because he wore the same mask in a video where it's supposed to be an alien instead of time travel. And it was just really fun to do that stuff. But the concept of time travel is really intriguing and fun. So the kind of visual of interviewing a time traveler was cool. And the basic premise that I gave was that a failing radio show host interviews someone who claims to be a time traveler, and they make a prediction that comes true, and that brings this radio host to fame. And it's more about Aaron, who's our radio host, and how fame affects him and the lengths that he'll go to maintain that power and fame, and how he kind of loses himself in it. And the time traveler kind of falls to the background. They're kind of the overarching premise of the show. They're the overarching presence that, is it a real time traveler? Are they causing all this? What is going on? And, it has that eerie undertone when really it's about humanity and how some people are when they are given that break and that power and how they abuse it and how they maybe turn away the people that they care about and are close to them and have supported them.
Who does that sound like? Not me.
But
JK.
yeah, so I came to the group with this premise of that pretty much, and we hadn't decided whether the time traveler is real or not. I'm not even gonna tell you what the answer that is. There is an answer, but if once the series is made someday, you'll find out. But there was a lot unanswered. And there was a lot developed by the room, which was really the fun part. We then decided that the radio show was specifically about conspiracy theories, and he would have these conspiracy theorists on his show to make fun of them. So he would basically allow anyone to come on this radio show and just like totally do his stand-up bits and like, you know, just like make fun of these people who really believe the earth is flat or anything like that. Yeah. And
or that they're a leprechaun. I play the leprechaun's mom.
Yes.
No way.
In the proof of concept, although that part of the clip's not in this one. Sorry, Rochelle. Not that part's not. That part's not in our clip today. But yes, Rochelle does play the leprechaun's mom. Yeah.
I did a couple in an Irish accent, but they didn't want that.
You're done. You don't have to do anything else.
I don't. You're right. You are correct.
Mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the
so we do have a clip.
Yeah, we do have a clip.
All right.
Yeah.
Set it up for us.
I'll set it up. Yeah. So towards the end of school, after we had finished the writer's room class and we had our pilot, we really wanted to, you know, make a proof of concept to just see if it works and see, you know, if it translates from the page to the screen and inspire us to kind of continue and finish the series, because this is a short series, so it fits in the short of it. It's 8 to 10 episodes. But yeah, this is by no means a final product. This is something that we really wanted to do as an experiment. And yeah, this isn't final color, final sound design yet, but I'm really excited to share it, and hopefully it can help the audience kind of see what we're going for and get excited about the project.
All right, let's take a look.
Go Celtics. All right, folks, we have time for one more guest, so let's put him through. Hello, caller. You've reached Conspiracy Corner. What have you got for us today? Hello? You're live.
Aaron.
That's me. What have you got for us today?
I come with great purpose from a time beyond your own.
Oh, that's great, man. Time traveler, nice. Traffic still suck with those flying cars?
What comes next is of utmost importance. Listen closely.
I'm listening.
The populace is plagued by an unending selfishness. You spend your waking lives enthralled in this solitary space you've crafted. You are content to let others suffer due to your negligence and abhorrent naivete.
All right. Enlighten us then.
Count your moments, and among them your blessings you so often take for granted. Today you shall face a trial. You will fail.
I'll bite. What's this trial?
Within 5 hours, an unavoidable vehicular collision will occur in this very city. Not only will this prove to you my legitimacy, but the impact of the fallen will sweep the nation, signaling the start of an era of enlightenment. Heed my words, for I am your Requiem.
Wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, was called a dial tone. We haven't had that in about 25 years. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So this is something that you actually want to do.
Yeah, the idea is currently we're still working on revising the pilot. We want to really get the pilot down so solid to the point where we feel really, really good about it. And then our plan from there is to kind of do the same thing with the rest of the series. really just get the episodes in a place that we're really happy with. There's a lot we want to do more with. The one drawback to having the class once a week is like, everyone has 4 other classes and other projects they're working on. So it can be kind of tricky to write a whole season, and that's kind of the fun part of the challenge. And we came out of that class with such a solid structure of, the bare bones of what this series is. And now post-grad, we're starting to go through and really, really make it solid. And this proof of concept will kind of be paired with the scripts, and we're just going to see what we can do with it and see where we can bring it, see what eyes we can get it in front of, and see where it goes from there.
Did you always want to do film?
From a very young age, I always liked movies, and I always, whenever anyone would ask me what I want to be when I grow up, it would always be like something that someone is in a movie. So, I would be like super into Indiana Jones, and I would be like, I'm going to be an archaeologist, or like things like that, right? And then eventually I realized like, it's not that I want to be an archaeologist, that, I was like really enamored by the movie, and I want to do that. And then in 7th grade, my friend Matt and I joined this history honors club because we really liked the teacher. He was like a super cool guy, and we were like, we want to be friends with him, so we should like join his history club. And the first assignment that we could do was a video project, and it was supposed to be, I don't even really remember, it was supposed to be about like an import to, the U.S. from Europe and, from back in the day. And we did tobacco, and we just made this like stupid movie about like this like dumb show host trying to do like a anti-smoking ad and then talking about how like this tobacco came from, it was super goofy. And the teachers who ran that loved it and thought it was so funny. So then we just kept making them and we made like 10 of them. And then we just like, that's when I just really started having fun with like the whole production process, because it was just us. We were like in it, we were filming it, we wrote it. It was so fun. And then in high school, we like continued in like a film club, and I started interning at Abington Community Access Media, worked on a ton of talk shows with them, and it just kind of naturally progressed into, I want to do this in school.
Bug.
Yeah, I want to. Then I found Fitchburg, and the rest is history for now. Yeah.
Thank goodness you found Fitchburg.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Fitchburg. I was super lucky. Finishing high school during the pandemic, like, you couldn't really tour schools. So yeah, luckily Fitchburg got on my radar, and I was able to make my way there. Yeah. So it's worked out so far.
Yeah. I want to know about your work with Another Age.
Yeah.
So that's a production company? Oh, you're going to yell at me. This is the thing. None of you heard that because these mics are directional. Anyway, but she heard it, so now I have to be chastised. So anyway, back to you, Derek. Yeah. Another Age. I happen to know that you interned there. So
yes.
How did you turn that from an internship into a gig?
Yeah.
Yes, because I think there's so many people in your position that need to figure that out.
Yes.
Yeah. Another Age Productions is right in Newton. It's a subsidiary of New TV, which is their public access over in Newton. And they're great. It's an amazing team, very small team. There's 5 of them full time, including Alyssa Fields, Fitchburg alum. She's an editor there. Oh, nice. I interned with them, and I just worked really hard. My favorite thing about it was right at the beginning, they said, what do you want to do? How can this internship help you? And that was really, when I heard that, I felt like I was at the right place, because they weren't having me there just to be extra hands. Of course I helped and, unloaded the van, loaded the van, stuff like that, and still do. But they were really interested in what I wanted to get out of the experience. And I told them I want to be a producer. And I would just talk to their senior producer, Dee, and say, how can I help you? What can I take off your plate? And sometimes, nothing right now. And then as I would just kind of start to notice their workflow, I would just try and pick things up. I knew we had a shoot on a Thursday. So on Monday, I would say, hey, can I get that call sheet started for you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big help. And then even just like
Are you all hearing this? Are you
Yeah.
all paying attention to this?
even just like putting the weather and the parking information and the nearest hospital
Of
and like stuff
course.
like that on the call sheet and the addresses and the crew, like that's such a big help for a producer who's so busy and has so many clients and stuff they have to work on. And the more I worked and the more I helped out and the more opportunities they gave me. And then, yeah, afterwards I freelanced for them and did some facility rentals for them where, you know, I would open up and close the facility or, you know, like run teleprompter, BPA on different gigs with them. And it was working out really well. And they had a project coming up that they needed a producer on. So they brought me on as an associate producer in like a contract freelance thing for 2 months, and that was amazing and worked out really well. I had such a great experience in that associate producer role, and then I've come back since then as an associate producer, a PA, production coordinator, or a that type of role, as well as helping out with their facility and stuff. And can't say enough good things about that team. They're so talented and they work so hard and they're so good to their crews. And I've really enjoyed working with them.
No job too small.
No, not at all.
No job too small.
That was the other thing. Yeah, little things, just like, you know, if I noticed the fridge is low, just like, all right, throw a few things in there.
Yeah.
I was just happy to do it. And they're so great. And, you know, the way they treat their interns is so good. You know, they wouldn't ask me to do anything that they wouldn't do themselves, you know, and it's a great work environment over there.
Is there a guy named Bob that works over there?
Yeah, Bob Kelly. He is the executive director at New TV, and then
I know Bob.
you know Bob?
Let's give Bob a shout
Yeah,
out.
Bob's
I
great.
don't know him. He actually interviewed me for a position that I applied for, and but I've heard such great things about Bob. So yeah, I was like, this is sounding very familiar to me.
Cool.
It was a position in it was like way up, like the North Shore area. But anyways, I was like,
Yeah.
sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah. Huge
know-
shout out to Another Age. Huge shout out to Another Age. They're great.
That's very cool, but also to you because
Right.
I know several students who intern there, and by the time you hit internship, you should recognize that somebody's got to get the coffee, and it's probably
Right.
going to be you when you
Right.
start out.
Right.
But it seems like I don't know what the problem is, but students have kind of forgotten that, never learned it. They don't know how to hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just like working hard. And when you're at a company like that really, you know, they're so great that it's, you know, you feel appreciated. You feel like, you're helping, and especially at small companies, they need the hands. They need the help. And,
V.
you know, a lot of like companies like having interns on is crucial, and they're utilized, which is really nice because, you know, you can be in the situation where a company doesn't really need an intern and they bring one in and then you're not really doing much. But it's
Hobay thrives on it. Like anybody out there looking for an internship, you know, please let us know because, you know, again, I get the coffee. I clean the office. I do whatever.
Well, 'cause I
it
need
needs to be
someone to
done
do that.
Because, but our producer here, who came on as an intern and is now the producer of the short of it, right? So, you know, there are ways to grow and to do things. You just got to be willing to put in the work.
Yeah,
you know,
you just got to work hard, and the people skills are really important too.
Yeah.
You know, I would consider myself friends with all those, you know, that whole crew over at Another Age. They're great, and just kind of really like understanding your role and how you can help, not always waiting to be told what to do next.
Right.
But hey, the last 3 productions we've done, when we bring the C-stand cart out, the C-stands come off the C-stand cart.
Yeah.
So when we get there, you know, you learn and you say,
Yeah.
okay, all right, we're going to need the C-stands, you know. So just little things like that. But internships are so important. You hear about how hard it is to get a job without experience, and you can't get experience without a job.
That's right.
But you can get that experience through an internship.
Yep.
And not only the amazing connections I made at Another Age, but I've, the crews that have used their facilities and I've been staff on duty for, that's another connection or other crews we've collaborated with that I've since gotten work with, or a freelancer that they've brought in and really liked me. And then he said, oh, wait, we need a PA on this other gig. And I've gotten work that way. So yeah, just really working hard. And yeah, internships are important. Definitely intern. And Fitchburg State really sets you up good. They have, I was very lucky to have another age brought to me through Fitchburg State. So
yeah, it sounds like you had a great experience.
It was,
But it also sounds like you did what you
needed to do. Yeah.
Yeah, which is huge. So I want to know about Holy Roller.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Yeah. So Eric Prop, he's the director of Holy Roller, writer. He's in it as well. He's an amazing dude. Essentially, he came to Andrew Eldridge, who's he's the COO, producer, or executive producer, director, DP, main editor, wears all the hats. He's awesome. Andrew's so talented. He came to Andrew asking for advice on how to legitimately make a short film. He was like, I don't want to be Venmoing my actors. I don't want to be, I want to do this legit. And he came to the AAP team, and I kind of ghosted in the back of that meeting because they were like, oh, it's a good learning experience. And his pitch was just so fun. And my producer brain was like, okay, the hardest parts about this are going to be the location, the costumes, and the props. And that's what he came with. He was like, I have the location.
Yeah.
He works at the Garment District in Boston, and that's where it's being filmed.
Oh, wow.
And he has the costumes because he's he has a degree in making costumes for, and he's made all these props. And I was like, okay, those are the three biggest barriers. If you're telling me you want to make this vampire nuns, all this crazy stuff, monster truck. And he came with these little cinematics he made, stop motion cinematics he made with action figures to kind of storyboard the whole thing. Oh, nice. And he just came with all this stuff, and then Andrew gave him a ton of great advice. Andrew really, was like, oh yeah, this is the type of stuff I've done. They had worked together on something a long time ago. Eric had made costumes for a show Andrew was working on. And after the meeting, the other producer I've worked with, Dee Willman, shout out to Dee, she's amazing. She was like, we have to do this. We have to do this with them. And then all of a sudden it became a co-production agreement. And I was just in the right place at the right time interning there. And then Dee was like, yeah, we need an AD associate producer on this. And that was one of the things that kind of kept me involved with Another Age after my internship, was that project that was kind of ongoing. And it's super exciting. It's super ambitious, super fun. Yeah, it's got a ton of rock and roll. We had hand doubles come in for this guitar duel. It's super fun. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta connect you with Eric and have him come on the show.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give you his info. And I'll
Eric,
let him
come
know.
on our show,
Yeah,
please.
Eric Prop, he's great. Yeah, he loves talking about Holy Roller. It's his brainchild that he's had for years, and he's finally I want to do it.
Yeah,
I want to put some money down and do it. So it's been so much fun. Nice. So I can't wait to continue. We have more to film. So.
Massachusetts really had a thriving film community. There was a lot of stuff being done here, and aside from the really horrible Boston accents that they made actors do, but it was really great. And then I think after COVID, it really just hurt a lot of people. I know people who had their own production companies and all this gear and everything, and COVID hit, and nobody was filming and nobody was shooting and nobody was doing production. They had to sell things and took early retirement. And now I think we're having another resurgence here of independent filmmakers, which is fantastic. And it's not so much the big, corporations, the Clint Eastwoods doing Mystic River and Gone Baby Gone, and I don't know who directed that. Was that Ben? No, Ben's not a director.
Affleck?
Yeah.
Sure he is.
He is?
He definitely is.
Oh, did he do Gone Baby Gone?
He says he is. I don't know.
We love you, Ben. Anyways, but so there is this resurgence that's happening now. Are you going to do that again? with independent filmmaking, and I'm wondering, like, how are you seeing that? Because you seem to be really busy, like super busy, which is great, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always happy to be more busy, but yeah, it's been like pretty consistent. Yeah, and it's been great. Every freelancer I've talked to, that's like always a conversation that comes up during lunch. Like you're on the corporate gig, you're in the break room, and it's like, hey, you know, if you had a lot of stuff, do you have a busy summer? Do you have a lot of stuff coming up in the fall? And yeah, people are saying pretty consistently that, yeah, there's a good amount going on here. There's a lot with like The Walking Dead that's going on. I know like we have a bunch of Fitchburg connections with that. Yeah, there's Mark Wahlberg's in town doing something.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been cool, and it's at every level. Like, you know, I'm constantly happy to see companies happy to invest in videos for themselves. Like when we have these, you know, companies that I've worked for, just like spending money to get professionally made videos, it gives me a lot of hope that like people still see the value in that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's super good to see, and it is so strong here in Boston, and there's such a good network of freelancers. I've had so much fun meeting new people and just like talking and hearing about their stories, because a lot of them are a little older than me or a lot older than me, like depending on, you know, the set that I'm on.
I'm talking about you.
I'm talking about me.
So it's cool hearing all these stories, and like everyone gives such good advice and is like so willing to like work with you as like a new person in the industry, and it's like they'll talk whatever you want to talk for, like, you know, advice and the hard truths of like, oh, sometimes you gotta like whatever work this gig that might not be as high paying to get this next gig, and just like stuff like that is super helpful, and everyone's just kind of trying to lift each other up and yeah. Oh, you know, I love at the end of a shoot when everyone's like getting each other's phone numbers, or everyone's, oh, hey, got your number from the call sheet. Let's do this or that. Or, hey, you know, I'll put you in as a producer. So if ever, you know, and that's always super exciting. And then when you do get that text, it's like, oh, hey, that guy remembers me.
Yeah.
I must have done good on that set.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal, and that's how you get jobs.
Yeah.
Right? You do a good job somewhere, someone sees it, they get you. I mean, that's just how it works. In film.
There's something fun about that, though. Like, even though it's like it is, you know, like a job insecurity thing at the same time, where I'm like, you know, I do have like my car payment and my student payments that I have to stay on top of, but it is kind of fun working with like completely different crews, completely different teams on completely different projects every time I go to work. Like it is fun, it is fresh, and it is really exciting, and I can always substitute teach if I have to pay my car, you know. It's always there.
That's like a trending thing amongst Fitchburg State grads is that Zed did that, and now they're a senior secretary on Walking Dead. Okay. So it's a good way to, because you can say no, right?
Yeah. It's perfect.
So it's like
so if I
perfect gig.
Well, that was like my biggest fear going into freelancing, was that I would get like another job. Like I bartended when I was at Fitchburg State, and I was like, oh, but then if I get a bartending job and someone calls me with this awesome gig, and I'm like, hey, can you cover my shift? It's like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's super exciting being like out in Boston with all the other filmmakers. It's definitely here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And speaking of exciting, you are a huge football fan. Not American football, people. The real deal. Football. Like every time, like especially in the summertime, and I would like look at your feeds and stuff and everything, and I was just like, where is he now? Boy, he loves himself some.
I do love me
soccer.
I do love myself some soccer.
Did you play?
When I was younger. When I was much younger, and then I did intramurals at Fitchburg State. Yeah. That was fun. I dragged people into that. Me and Jesus really enjoyed it, and then we would like drag the rest of our friend group into that like five-a-side thing. And I'd be, oh guys, we'll like get dinner after or whatever. But yeah,
I used to hear them talking about that in class.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, we come back from a win, or usually a loss. We only won one game in our entire. We did it just for fun, and then everyone else was like, okay, these people like played in high school, but maybe didn't want to play in college. But we like lost every game like really bad, and then like the last game we played senior year, we won in like the last minute. Like you could not make it up. I was like, where are the cameras right now? You like could not make it up. We like Yeah, it was like the score was like 2-1, and then we came back within the last 3 minutes and won 3-2, and we like celebrated like it was the World Cup final. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it was so fun. But yeah, I love the sport, and I'd love to like make something. Soccer wise and film wise, like doc wise or something like that. I'd love to documentary. I'm sure I'm gonna keep my ears and eyes out as the World Cup comes here next summer and like, see what's going on. But
hopefully it'll be in Massachusetts. I mean,
we'll see now.
If you don't like,
might not be safe enough apparently.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
So they say.
you know, as we wind down, because you have done so much in your young age, right? But you also really kind of come across as this very polished, this very mature, really understanding what it takes to be successful. What can you give, upcoming seniors who are about to, start their internship? Usually it's in the spring, right, where they're doing their internships, at least at Fitchburg State. And then, throw some gems at folks that they can really, get it right. Because there's a lot of folks that just don't get it right.
Yeah, well, I won't repeat like all the stuff we were saying earlier, but all that stuff definitely is really important. But the one thing I'll say is just like take something from everyone you work with and try and adapt that. So if you really like, some small detail that someone does when they're working on set, or some way that they carry themselves when they're working on set, or this question they asked, or this thing that they did to go out of the way, just like take that in and just, understand that, take that into your future. So like when I was working with the producer, she would never say, hey, can we talk about this? She would say, hey, I'm going to swing by. Let's do 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we'll talk about this. And it gives the person like 5 minutes to like, okay, finish what I'm doing now, get on this, instead of going into their office and saying, hey, we got to talk about this, this, and this. Right. Like just like that small mannerism of, hey, can I swing by and talk about this in 5? Yeah, sure, that works. Like that. So like that was one mannerism, or, like seeing just like very small things. Like, you can learn something from everyone. And it's not just the people that are older than you. I learned so much from my colleagues at Fitchburg State and the people I worked with. Like shout out to everyone at False Awakening and all the film school colleagues I went to school with. I took a little bit from everyone that I was impressed by and said, hey, you know what, I want to be more like that. So take something that you admire in other filmmakers and get that into your game, as they would say in football.
That's actually really good advice. And also it again illustrates that you pay attention.
Yes.
Because that's also part of it. Just pay attention.
Yeah,
watch what's going on. Watch how people act. Don't, put your head in your phone. Don't, It
can go the other way too.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't want to do that. Or, keep that out of my game. If you see things like that,
for sure. Awesome.
Well, Derek, you're awesome. And, we're definitely going to have you back because I want to see Requiem. I can actually see that as a series that
the writing is so good. And I will say that I'm still very excited to see the Walmart scene when it happens. I was like writing it for them, and they're just like, okay, take it easy. I'm like, no, you can have the lady with the really tight pants. I was all about the Walmart scene.
Requiem, so
we
exciting.
would love to have you as a sponsor, Walmart.
Yeah, love Requiem. Big shout out to all the writers on that show.
Yes. Really, you had a great group.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you guys worked hard. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh.
Before we let you go, I'm not sure if we got to the plan for showing it or what's going to be the story with that.
Yeah.
So when Requiem is done, what's the plan on showing it and distribution and stuff like that? See, because he's a frustrated host, and so
He's projecting.
I get it. It's exciting. I want to see it tomorrow too. Like, I'm a fan of Requiem. Like after all the amazing work that room did, like I'm a fan of the show too, and I want to see it tomorrow. But the rest of the series, ramps up a lot. It doesn't all take place in that small booth that we filmed in behind the studio at Fitchburg State, in an editing suite.
That was a good use of that, though. When I heard you guys were going to do that, I was like, oh, that's
it's like
smart.
The old control room, and then instead of using the window in the studio, it's the window into the edit suite. But there's so much more I want to do with it. So for now, the focus is on getting the script down solid, and then going from there, and then maybe another proof of concept, and then really moving forward from there. So, it's definitely exciting to share and have people on the lookout for it. And if anyone's interested and wants to hear more about it, definitely hit me up. I love talking about Requiem. So
So tell people how they can see some of your work, or if you have a website, or how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, feel free to find me on LinkedIn or Instagram. It's just my name. I work on a lot of stuff with False Awakening, so follow all their stuff. They're amazing. I've done some 48-hour films with them recently, some really fun, exciting stuff. I'm around. So
cool. Well, thank you for coming on.
I'm such a fan of the podcast. I listen to every episode. I have a lot of driving to do, so to and from gigs. So it's great. I always get a good laugh. So I'm excited to be here. This was awesome. Cool. Thanks for having me on.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. That was cool.
It was cool.
It was like a full circle moment.
Why?
Well, because I met Derek when I started school, and then he came back, and I'm not in school. No, I am in school. I'm in a different school. This was not a full circle moment.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is, and I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed you on that.
Could have let it fly. Yeah.
We're halfway through the circle. Thank you, V.
Yeah.
Finally, he's like helpful about something. I don't know.
That was fun. Yeah, we have to work together sometime.
We do.
Seriously, I remember being in Italy, like seeing the BTS come out of Do You Remember Me? And I'm like, I should be there. And I remember Tyler said the same. Tyler was in Italy during Dreamgirl, and he was saying the same thing. And I was like, I get it now. Like, yeah.
Well, we're you don't tell anybody, but I'm currently creating a feature screenplay for Do You Remember Me? It's going to be very different from the story that I told, but it's still based on my story. But it's I'm excited about it.
That is so exciting.
So I'm about halfway through.
Excellent. Yeah, and you have the short to sell it too.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So, and I never thought that I would use it for that, but hey, lucky me.
That's right. Lucky you, lucky me, lucky all of us.
All right. Are we closing this thing now?
Close her up. Show's over. Shop's closed.
Shop is closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, V.
Yeah.
You're too late.
What can I do?
Nothing. Yeah. But yeah, this was fun.
It was.
It was. And hey, watch us. Like, subscribe.
Ooh, you said it right.
I did.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We want you to be a part of this, but until next time, that's the short of it.
Indeed.
The short of it is brought to you by the Den Beauty Lounge. Visit thedenbeautylounge.glossgenius.com for more information and book your appointment today.